And welcome back this midday. It's Teacher Appreciation Week, a time for students and families to thank a teacher or two and let them know all they've done in these tough times is appreciated. So what are the best ways to do that? Joining me is Brandy Gregg, a Teach for America DFW representative who also teaches 8th grade English language arts at Thomas Marsh Preparatory Academy. Good morning, Brandy. How you doing over there?
Good morning, Damon. I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm great, and let's just say first, we appreciate you and everything that you are doing in and around our school communities and your colleagues too. So first, thank you for all that you're doing in the classroom to make a difference and in our kids' lives. You as a teacher, what are your feelings right now about what you're experiencing, seeing among yourself and your coworkers so far this year?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me and making me feel so appreciated on this Monday as we kick off Teachers Appreciation Week. One thing that I am seeing this year is a lot of burnout. We're really exhausted and really tired because there are a lot of needs that our students have in the school, but I'm also seeing a lot of hope and a lot of faith. And I see a lot of educators who are excited for the future and reinvigorated for the things that we know that our students need and the things that we are capable of doing. I feel like the pandemic really highlighted a lot of issues that we already knew were present, and it just allowed us the chance to put a microscope on some things. And although it exacerbated some issues, it allowed us to better understand and better reflect on what we are doing well, the things that we want to continue doing, and some things that we may revise.
You
So
know,
I'm seeing a lot of exhaustion, but a lot of excitement and hope as well.
You said excitement and hope and exhaustion too. And I hope that you and so many other teachers in and around our community are finding ways to help deal with that exhaustion. Have resources been made available to educators throughout this pandemic?
Yes, there have been some mental health resources available. I do say, I think we all would appreciate a lot more support from just people in general. I think a lot of times we all forget that we are also human beings. And so just love, just
Yeah.
care, a pat on the back sometimes, even just a thank you from some of the parents will go a long way. But during Teachers Appreciation Week, I know Teach for America is having some really great events and even including some massages. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And I'm looking forward to you guys taking advantage of that too. So you mentioned Teach for America DFW. Can you tell us a little bit about it for those folks in our community who may be unfamiliar with Teach for America DFW?
Yes. So, Teach for America DFW was founded in 2009. And essentially, what they do is recruit top leaders across the world and send them to some of the most underserved or unsupported low income schools in our community. And the teachers serve for a minimum of 2 years. So, I'm in my second year as a core member. And they really train us to be top leaders and advocates for educational equity. And so, it's a great opportunity for someone who's invested and involved in community development who may not have studied education in undergrad. And so they prepare you to be able to really teach and really engage with our students in order to create equal opportunities for all.
So, Brandy, you already mentioned some of the ways that Teach for America is celebrating teachers this week through massages and some other things. But for those parents or students who may want to do their own effort to show teachers and faculty their appreciation, can you give us some ideas on what are some appropriate things that they could do?
Yes, teachers love food. I know we are running late to school sometimes, can't always stop for Starbucks. And sometimes our lunchtime is spent planning or spending extra time with kids. So bring them a meal, whether it's breakfast, whether it's lunch, or even some school supplies. A lot of students come to class without a pencil. And so that's also a great thing that you can bring into the schools this week.
So you mentioned food, and I know you're not talking about the apple like we used to do when we were younger. You're talking about Chipotle, some Wendy's, or something
We
like that.
love Raising Cane's. Starbucks, I know the Starbucks near me does a $5 pairing, so you can get a snack and a drink. So apples are nice, and you can leave them on my desk in the morning. But during this week, it would be very nice for you to bring your teachers, especially the ones who you know are caring a lot for your child and doing a lot to make you and your child feel supported. This would be a great week to bring them a nice meal.
Yeah, Brandon, you mentioned too that it's just about support. I guess it all doesn't have to be gifts, but even the gesture
Right.
of volunteering or showing up in a classroom can make a difference. Are there any other ways that parents and families can show their support to educators?
Yes, get involved in your PTA. I know a lot of schools have a PTA society, which allows parents to communicate with administration and other school leaders to best serve the students. And our PTA is actually getting dissolved this year because we didn't have enough parental support. And PTA is used to create events for students. I know last year the PTA was really influential in our 8th grade end of year ceremony. We also had 8th grade t-shirts, and a lot of that we weren't able to do to the magnitude that we did last year because of the lack of support. So just being a body, being present in your school is very helpful to your teachers because it takes a community, right? And we all are invested in these children.
And it does take a community. Brandy, thank you so much on behalf of the WFAA Midday team. We want to say a very happy Teacher Appreciation Week to you, and thank you so much for everything that you and your colleagues are doing in our schools. Thanks a lot,
Thank
Brandy.
you so much, Damon. I hope you all enjoyed this week just like I will.
We will. And we'll see if we can talk somebody and get into some of that Chick-fil-A over there too.
Please, Thomas C. Marsh Preparatory Academy.
All right, I know you got to get back to class. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. See you
Thanks,
later.
Brandy. And here's a way to kick off Teacher Appreciation Week another way. A number of local educators picked up HEB Excellence in Education Awards this weekend. Congratulations to Joe Parthermore of Heritage Middle School in Grapevine. Colleyville ISD named the Rising Star Secondary Teacher. Lifetime Achievement Secondary went to Leo Vons Jr. of Kirkpatrick Middle School in Fort Worth ISD. And the Allen ISD School Board was named Best School Board in Texas.